Hello, ladies and gentlemen. After after not really playing Homeworld very well, I decided to go for an even older game, at which I will probably suck. But yeah, let's see if it even works. While that thing says copyright 2015, that's the updated version of a DOS game from I think 1993. So it's getting on a bit in years, and it doesn't always start. So sometimes it just crashes on startup. So we'll see how well it goes, and it runs in DOSBox, so the resolution isn't going to be all that great, but we'll see. And I like how this is one of the games where you get the complete title sequence um of the TV show, Space Combat. No space combat for me, thank you.
Captain's log, stardate 6223.8. We are en route to the glorious Pebble Scientific Academy, where we...
That's not good.
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander. We have returned from the future. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new...
My God. Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course to Espoir Station, a scientific research facility in the Omega Maelstrom sector. We are about to set course for that system, hoping to discover the subject of its last ominous message.
How do I... Alright. Yeah. Captain Kirk can't travel for 5 minutes without getting into a time travel disaster. No. No. Ah, right. I have no idea which planet to oh right, that was the copyright thing. Let me check something. I have the official version, but I have to look up on the internet where I have to go. Just give me a minute. Okay, that is unfortunate. Yeah. I can't maximize it. Once you tab out, you can't re-maximize it, okay? But yeah, I got the map. So, as you can see, it's the original version, but yeah, they could have, made it easier to. And I made a mistake where I placed my map, so I couldn't actually see the screen. So let's try this again. I'm sure there's a shortcut to re-maximize the screen, but I don't know. Okay. No combat.
Captain's log, stardate 6223.8. We are en route to the glorious Pebble Scientific
Yes,
Academy.
we heard that
where
already.
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the USS Alexander. We have returned from the future. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new...
My God. Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course to Espoir Station, a scientific research facility in the Omega Maelstrom sector.
Yes.
We're about to set course for that system, hoping to discover the subject of its last ominous message.
It should be that.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the station manager.
On screen.
Captain, I'm James Monroe, commander of Espoir Station. We've had Elasi frigates harassing us lately. It's good to see a starship in the neighborhood.
Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station? Really? Then why haven't you filed reports with Starfleet? We've heard disturbing reports about your activities. Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station?
Yeah.
Espoir Station would be glad to greet a starship as famous as the Enterprise. We'll send coordinates, and you may transport aboard at your convenience.
No.
I have coordinates to beam down, sir.
The mission of Espoir Station is to study gravity's end, the only known proto-universe phenomenon in the galaxy.
Proto-universe phenomenon? I've heard a lot of things, Mr. Spock.
The proto-universe phenomenon, or proto-event, is a place where a big bang occurring in another universe deposits matter into ours. It is also noted for intense space-time distortions. The equipment on the station is highly advanced, but they appear to be of non-Federation design. There are areas protected by force fields which sensors cannot penetrate.
Could a rupture have occurred in this proto-event that would destroy this section of the galaxy?
That is possible. However, a rupture of that intensity would almost certainly have destroyed the Alexander. We do not have many facts, but those we have do not support that hypothesis.
Let's beam down.
Greetings, Dr. Monroe. I'm Captain Kirk.
Yes, it's been made clear who you are, Captain Kirk. Espoir Station is glad to meet you. In fact, we have something interesting to show you.
That may be why we're here.
Uh-oh.
What the?
The modified tractor overload beam can be quite lethal, Captain. I suggest you surrender immediately, or we will crack your ship like an egg.
Why are you doing this? You won't get away with this. How can a loyal Federation... Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Actually, Kirk, I'm the one pulling the strings.
Bradell.
Jim, isn't he that maniac who wanted revenge on you and...
I am the one who headed the Verdane program to build our improved versions of your starships. And despite the setback caused by your interference, I survived.
I thought you were killed when your pathetic imitation of the Enterprise was destroyed.
Fortunately, a Cloak Delassie frigate transported me before my bridge was destroyed. Fortunate for one of us, that is.
You intend to destroy the entire Federation? Is that the only thing you ever think of, Bradell? Of course, Bradell, even surrounded by your goons. You intend to destroy the...
Guards, put them in the brig and let them rot.
Welcome to Espoir, Captain Kirk. I've been asked to make certain your stay is uncomfortable. What did you do to Dr. Bradell anyway?
11 years ago, as a lieutenant on the Farragut, I exposed his scheme to overthrow the Verdane Council. They dismissed him from their Science Council in disgrace. He's vowed revenge ever since.
That explains it. Never get involved in politics or get on the good doctor's bad side.
It doesn't sound like you care that much for Bradell.
Well, he's never been interested in winning popularity contests. By the way, the name's Shem. Manao Shem.
You get no response.
Captain, I estimate the odds of finding and destroying Bradell's doomsday weapon at 186 to 1.
That's better odds than usual.
I am factoring in your record at performing nearly impossible feats, Captain. Otherwise, the odds would be 8,552 to 1.
What would I do without your encouragement, Spock?
I cannot speculate, Captain.
I'm getting a little too old to play hero, Jim.
But you do it so well, Bones.
Save new game.
Okay, I want the music. But I don't want it so loud, but I don't
This
have
doesn't
the
seem as
option.
strong as the other parts of the cell.
The wall seems weaker here than in other places.
Interesting, Captain. I believe that this is a weakness in the superstructure of the station. It is possible that we may be able to use this weakness to escape.
Oh, no, you don't.
I would advise against reviving him, Captain.
I think I see some sort of computer card in his pocket, Mr. Spock. I have found no weapons, but there is a pass card.
A pass card reader. This device opens the lockers when the appropriate pass card is inserted. A pass card reader.
No,
This
I
device
wasn't
opens the lockers when the
meaning to
appropriate
click.
pass card is inserted. A locker. It is locked. This turns off the force field control on the cell. No effect. A locker. It is unlocked. This is where your tricorders and med kit are being kept.
Okay.
Tricorders and med kit taken. Communicators taken. Phasers taken.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
I have to...
A communication panel.
The panel is fully functioning. It is linked to several locations on the ship, including one which is highly shielded.
Then let's use Spock on...
I recommend against using the station's communications unless absolutely necessary. I do not see the logic in that action.
Okay, that only opens the lockers. Okay. It's not locked. I thought the door was locked.
There they are! Get them! Fire!
Come on. I want to stun them.
I hate when they do that. Jim, why does everyone not like me? Why does everyone keep shooting at me?
I don't know, Bones. I guess it's your cheerful nature and your stoic silence.
These guys make Spock seem decrepit by comparison, Jim. Jim, what's that smell?
Wanaka gas, a knockout gas with an extremely long effect.
We have mere seconds to neutralize it or get out of here.
Damn it! How should I know? I can't go in there. it.
Enterprise, this is Captain.
Yes, 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 yes. Really?
My God.
How do I load?
Do not think that would have any effect, Captain.
Really? Come on!
Do not think that would have any effect, Captain.
Yeah, but why can't I quick load?
Captain, I'm receiving a message from
Yes,
the station manager.
yes.
On screen.
Captain,
Do you mind if we come down and take a look at your station?
Espoir Station would be glad to greet...
Greetings, Dr. Monroe. I'm Captain Kirk.
Yes, it's been made clear who you are, Captain Kirk.
That may be... What the...
The modified tractor overload beam can be quite lethal.
Why are you doing this?
Actually, Kirk, I'm the one pulling.
Redell,
Jim, isn't he the...
I am the one.
I thought you were killed.
Fortunate
You intend to destroy the entire Federation?
guards.
Welcome to Espoir, Captain Kirk. I've been
Yes,
asked to make
yes,
certain
yes,
that 11
yes,
years
yes,
that
yes.
explains.
It doesn't...
Well, he...
Ah, I should have saved. And you spoke on the panel, right?
Interesting, Captain. I believe that this is a weakness in the superstructure of this station. It is possible.
Oh, no, you don't.
I would advise against reviving him, Captain.
I think I see some sort of computer...
Wrong.
I have found no weapons, but there is a pass card.
Okay, use the pass card on the reader.
Communicators taken. Tricorders and medkit taken. Phasers taken.
So maybe we go to the crew quarters first.
This appears to be a synthesis between a computer and a musical instrument.
A Kikilian. How rare.
What is it?
It has many uses, Bones, but it's most commonly used as a mood inducer. It emits subsonic vibrations at a wavelength that stimulates the emotional centers of the human brain.
Maybe we could use it on the Verdane.
The effects of a Kikilian are not significant enough to radically change emotional states. If it had such abilities, logic would suggest it would have wide use as a narcotic.
Well, that's one great plan that's gone down in flames.
Yeah.
This is a wall cabinet,
Really?
a bed, a comfortable pseudo-leather chair, Library monitors. These data screens provide information and entertainment for board executives. A selection of bound technical printouts. One of the technicians really loves his work. A food synthesizer. An atmospheric purifier. It is capable of removing contaminants from large quantities of air or water in less than a second. It carries the brand of the Save a Ship Manufacturing Corporation.
Now, why would you need an atmosphere purifier on a space station? The filters should be built into the life support system.
I suspect it could help someone with extreme allergies.
The filter is bulky but portable.
Yeah.
I do not have enough experience on the instrument, Captain. I do not believe that it would be advisable. The database contains common entertainment and informational programs. There is no link to any of Burdell's other files. A cursory glance at the titles indicates that they are relatively unimportant. A technical schematic of a Save-A-Ship air filter. Some variant transporter technology. Nothing out of the ordinary. I do not see the logic in that action. A Malboralian desert creeper. They require little water and can go months in between watering. This is quite a robust example, Captain.
Can we get more from the medical?
Jim, you don't suffer from hay fever, do you?
Your records should show that I don't, Bones. Why do you ask?
Well, somebody on the station does, and that's why the filter's set up in here. The Malborian creeper here is producing pollen at an incredible rate. I've never seen anything like it.
Another Vardane improved life form.
Can't they leave anything alone?
Most of the time, no.
I detect what appears to be Andorian barbicide in this cabinet.
That's a rather powerful drug. I didn't realize the Vardane were into drug smuggling.
This could be a private matter, Captain. Also, the Elasi are known to smuggle this drug.
Jim, there is a legitimate use for barbicide in treating severe allergies.
No effect. Save new game.
Okay.
A mutated Antarian man-killer, an improved version of one of the most feared animals in the galaxy. A large machine. It looks like the center of an experiment.
An active force field, Captain. From the looks of it, its strength is considerable. The device appears to be involved in genetic research, Captain. It inserts mutagens into genes and monitors their progress. The device is empty. I detect a great deal of augmentation in the creature's anatomy, Captain. This is the control for the special weapon that is holding the Enterprise. A force field prevents our access to the controls. Captain, my tricorder indicates that the force field controls can be neutralized in the station's security center.
Yeah, but it will turn off both of them, right?
My God, it's not just an Antarian man-killer. You should see some of the generic engineering they've done to it. They've actually made it deadlier.
A formidable achievement in genetics, Doctor. given that the species is renowned throughout the galaxy as one of the most powerful and dangerous predators in known space.
There are reasons why the Federation monitors genetic research, and this thing is one of them.
Okay.
The door is locked.
Rather cramped living quarters. Only a small step up from Klingon ships.
No wonder the Klingons have such a bad temper.
We'd better be quiet. There's a gentleman on the bed who might quarrel with us if we wake him up.
No wonder he's not on duty. He's suffering from cervix toxemia. He must have spent some time on Rigel 8.
Think he'll get up?
He's under heavy medication, Jim, but with Verdane physiology, you can never tell.
Practice dummies for martial arts. A target for laser firing practice. A small shifting holographic bullseye is certain to challenge even the most skilled marksman. A food synthesizer. Ventilation ducts in the wall. Narrow channels covered by a steel mesh grid.
I don't think that needs to be phasered, Jim. It looks like you're a little off target, Jim.
Okay.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
Yeah.
The dummies are not easy to carry, but you manage.
What?
The mat is firmly attached to the floor. The target is firmly attached to the wall. The target is firmly attached to the wall. No effect.
Can we...
Captain, they might track us by phaser discharges. I strongly recommend against using them unless absolutely necessary.
Okay. He put 3 dummies in his pocket, okay? That's one way of doing it.
There is a numeric entry code next to Bradel's door.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Use Spock on this? No.
Captain, we need to learn the code.
Okay.
There they are! Get them! Fire!
Okay, then revive. The
I hate when they do that.
Save new game.
Yeah.
You're too late. I've set the computer on a continuous auto-diagnostic. You'll never be able to get it online.
I don't believe in the word never.
Can we use Spock for a
I
mine?
do not see the logic in that action.
Then
A three-dimensional chess set.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
no. Use Spock to beat the computer, right?
Captain, the computer is locked into an infinite loop. It will continue playing the game until it defeats itself. I can interrupt the moves and input my own.
Try rook to queen's level 3. That will threaten its bishop. Try knight to king level 1. That will shore up our defenses. Try queen to queen's level 2. Let's sacrifice our queen to take that knight.
Yeah, we need to lose. We can't win against the computer, but we can lose. Which means it will interrupt
It has taken our queen. Its rook is protected. Our defeat is imminent.
Now
Yes.
let's go after its bishop on queen's level 2. We can counter by shoring up our position on king's. Let's try throwing away our rook on queen's level 3. Something interesting might happen.
An abysmal game, Captain. It has mated you. The diagnostic cycle has ended.
Excellent, Spock. Can you access the computer?
The main memory unit will not accept my attempts to access. I will need to find a more friendly interface with enough memory to hold the information. Captain, I need to find something to interface with the computer and store the files that are dumped into it. We may be able to use the tricorders. Captain, I am connecting the science tricorder to the central computer. We can use it to tap into the computer now that the diagnostic cycle is finished. We might use Dr. McCoy's tricorder as well. Captain, I am connecting the medical tricorder to the central computer. Success, Captain. I have access to Burdell's Project Big Bang files and to the access code for his personal quarters. Captain, the main computers are behind the chess set. I will attempt to access them. Success, Captain. I have access to Burdell's Project Big Bang files and to the access code for his personal quarters.
Okay.
No effect. The memory unit of the station's main computer. A display monitor.
Okay.
Save new game. Cancel. Save, replace previous.
Yes.
Pacers on stun.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
We should only use force in places where it is necessary, Captain. Are you certain you have the correct target?
You get no response.
Don't hurt me! Please! And could someone do something for my allergies?
How dare you come aboard this station and disturb our delicate work, you Starfleet brute!
Oh, that's even worse than the damn transporter.
The station's weapon controls.
Okay, you Spock on there.
I am disabling their weapons control. I do not detect access to anything around the proto-event.
How dare you come aboard this station and disturb our delicate work, you Starfleet brute!
And I thought Harry Mudd was annoying.
I do not see the logic in that action. I do not see the logic in that action.
Ah, but I can use you on him to cure the allergies, right?
Hold still. That should help. And try to calm down. We're the good guys.
Yay!
Thank you for helping me with my allergies. I guess not all Federation people are bad.
Well, we normally like to think of ourselves as humanitarians.
Unfortunately, that is not what Dr. Burdell tells most Vardane. Anyway, I guess I should get rid of that creeper.
The station's communications station.
I do not see the logic in that action.
Spock, take a look at these.
I am disabling their communications network. We will now have a clear channel to the Enterprise.
Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
Transmission detected in Central Command. Security forces converge on Central Command.
Captain Kirk, is everything all right?
Things are looking up, I think. Kirk out.
Save new game.
Yeah. Can I now?
Jim, what's that smell?
Wanaka gas. A knockout gas with an extreme...
We have mere seconds to neutralize it or get out of here.
We can use you on here.
The air is being purified almost immediately. Ah, good old star-based filtered air. So dry it makes me want to drink a glass of water every 5 minutes.
I'm sure we can transport you into water if you really want some.
Damn transporters. If man were meant to fly around the universe, God would have allowed him to disassemble his own molecules.
Transporter controls.
Captain, all areas of the ship except Burdell's quarters are accessible by transport. We have access without transport to all areas except security.
Unfortunately, they'll be able to draw a bead on us the moment we start transporting, and will be able to blow us away the moment we materialize. We need a distraction.
I do not see the logic in that action.
The door is locked, Jim.
Captain, I recommend against destroying this device until we have determined its function. Captain, the force field is powerful enough to completely shield the controls from any of our phasers.
Some sort of special project controls. Very bulky with a lot of prototype components. It is currently protected by a force field.
According to my tricorder, Captain, the power system for this force field originates from the security section.
The door is locked.
No. Okay, that's a transport. So if we go there, use
Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
Transmission detected in computer room. Security forces converge on computer room.
Captain Kirk, is everything all right?
Things are looking up, I think. Kirk out.
so we can
Captain, all areas of the ship except Burdell's quarters are accessible by transport. We have access without transport to all areas except security.
Unfortunately, they'll be able to draw a bead on us the moment we start transporting.
Okay. Plan B. We use those with
We are ready to transport the dummies, Captain. That should prove an adequate distraction for us to get into security.
At least we have a chance now.
Captain, all areas of the ship except Burdell's quarters are accessible by transport. We have access without transport to all areas except security.
The dummies should provide a convincing decoy during transport and give us the edge we need. Set transport coordinates for security. Let's transport later. Set transport coordinates.
okay.
Damn it, I'm a doctor, not a target.
Know your target.
No effect.
It is similar to a Federation phaser, with a single light-stun setting and a powerful molecular disruptor system. It is somewhat more volatile if damaged. I see no advantages to having one.
I have nothing to say to you, Earther. I have nothing to say to you, Earther.
I give you credit, Earther. You show extraordinary guile. Well played, Captain.
I'm not playing games. I'm trying to prevent Burdell from destroying the Federation. What's your name, mister? You're not so bad yourself. What are you doing, lowering yourself by working for a lunatic like Burdell?
Burdell pays me to guard the station. I am bound by my class code to obey him.
And suppose I provided evidence that he plans something that would result in the destruction of your planet.
Well then, according to the Vardane class code, I would be required to rebel. Show me the evidence and I'll cooperate, but I don't expect my guards to neglect their duties in the meantime.
This console controls communications tracking. This console controls force fields in Special Projects Room.
Let's use Spock on that.
I have deactivated the communications tracking systems, Captain. I have lowered the force fields in the Special Projects Room.
I'm surprised anything human is left. Their tissue has been replaced with genetically encoded bioplastics.
The Vardane think they supersede mankind.
The chair isn't alive, Jim.
No.
I'm surprised anything human is left. Their tissue has been replaced with genetically encoded bioplastics.
The Vardane think they supersede mankind.
I don't understand any of this, Jim.
Can we use you?
I have copies of Burdell's files taken from the main computer. I believe you will find them to be authentic and of extreme interest.
The date on these files and the security code is from before you boarded. It appears you were telling the truth. This action will have consequences that are not in the best interest of the Vardane. I have no choice but to help you.
Perfect! Allies!
Save new game.
Okay. So. We need to go there. I think.
Jim, look out!
We will use that on that.
Fascinating. Burdell has made it resistant to tissue disruption.
No! Yes!
Enterprise, this is...
My God. Captain.
Target analysis on.
No. Load. Okay. Vicky!
Save new game. Cancel. Save. Replace previous game.
Yes.
Jim, look out!
Okay. No, come! Really? I was thinking maybe I can... No, I have to kill it.
Jim, look out!
That. Okay.
You get no response.
You know, Jim, I really could have done without meeting this thing.
Come on, Bones, it'll build character.
I have quite enough character, thank you very much.
Yeah, he does.
A most deadly beast. Almost as deadly as some of the predators on Vulcan.
Of course.
Captain, I have deactivated the tractor beam. The Enterprise is now free.
No, before I do that...
Save new game. Replace pre...
Yes.
We await your success, Captain. Keep us posted.
We await your success. You're not gonna help? That's unfortunate. Okay.
Here is the code, Captain.
Well, it appears all of those misspent years playing chess have finally been put to good use, Mr. Spock. We can now enter Bradell's quarters.
Misspent years, Captain?
Definitely, Spock. You could have been spending time studying or playing baseball with family and friends.
Vulcans do not play baseball, Doctor. Nor do many humans in this century.
Let's go. I want to have a few words with my old friend, Dr. Bradell.
So, you managed to elude our security. I'll have their heads.
It's over, Bradell. Surrender peacefully, and we'll guarantee you a fair trial.
I will not submit to a trial by a tribunal of chattering apes. We are the Vardane. Lesser species have no right to judge us.
Your experiment is over, Bradell. Morality transcends the differences in species, Bradell. You don't honestly think you can defy the three of us, do you, Bradell? Your experiment is over, Bradell. Morality transcends the differences of species, Bradell.
Morality. It is an invention designed to make lesser people feel superior. The universe is full of moral people, and for the most part, they are dead wood. People who are preoccupied with morality never make history. You always did love to lecture, Kirk. You'll be the most self-righteous corpse in the galaxy.
Okay. Okay, that wasn't very good. Okay. Yes, I know.
Enterprise, this is Captain Luke Rayner of the U.S.
My God, yeah.
My God. Captain's log supplemental. We have tracked the Alexander's course.
Yeah. Load. Okay.
Captain, there is no need for me to use the controls. The Enterprise is free. I do not see the logic in that action. Here is the code, Captain.
Well, it appears all of those misspent years playing chess have finally been put to good use, Mr. Spock. We can now enter Bradel's quarters.
Misspent years, Captain?
Definitely, Spock. You could have been spending time
Vulcans do not play.
Let's go.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Yes. So we need to shoot him right away.
So, you managed to elude our security. I'll have their heads.
It's over, Bradell. Surrender peacefully, and we'll guarantee you a fair trial.
I will not submit to a trial by a tribunal of chattering apes. We are the Vardane. Lesser species have no right to judge us.
Your experiment is over, Bradell.
Yeah.
Tell me, Kirk, do you like this place? I prefer to surround myself with beautiful things. The past is the best guide into the future. And it was the future, was it not, that brought us both to gravity's end? I agree that it's time to end it, Kirk.
Is Bradell. For once in his life, he's not a threat to anyone. A dartboard. A very good likeness of James T. Kirk is its chief decoration. The Journal of E.S. Bradell.
Can we take this?
The offending dartboard is removed, revealing a set of controls. Controls for Bradell's personal computer system. A painting of the pyramids of 10F2. A shape painting by one of the abstract artists of the Manalvagor Decimator School. Odd. You would expect Bradell's taste to be more classical and realistic. A food replicator. A vase of red Antarian roses. They have a pleasant aroma. Save new game. Replace previous game.
I'll read it. According to this book, Bradell's secret code is 2162.
I am inputting the code from the book. 2162. The code is not correct, Captain. It appears to be a trap. I have bypassed the detonation circuit. None of the computer's systems appear to be in control of the proto-event project. I do not see the logic in that action. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. This would appear to be the control system for the proto-event weapon. It is already active and preparing to fire when the conditions in the phenomenon are correct, which would be at any moment. It is targeted on Sector 001.
Earth! That one-eyed monster plans to destroy Earth!
Affirmative, Doctor. I will need Bradell's codes to deactivate it. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Can you mind meld, please? Yes.
Captain, he appears to be resisting the meld. I am unable to get information from him.
Damn it.
You pick up Bradell's journal, and a bookmark falls out.
This is unusual, Captain. I would not have expected a man like Bradell to rely on a paper record.
Who knows, Spock?
A bookmark from Bradell's journal. The bookmark is intricately decorated, not too dissimilar from a computer circuit pattern.
Captain, there is a number coded in base 64. The number is 2188.
Okay.
War and peace, how ironic. They might learn something from this. Now all they need is crime and punishment. I think I should leave it here.
Save new game. Replace.
Okay. Yep.
I am inputting the code from the bookmark. 2188. I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated. Captain, I programmed the destructive sequence into the weapons control. It would require an engineering team to repair it. Captain, I programmed the destructive sequence into the weapons control. It would require an engineering team to repair it.
These monitors display ship's external sensor systems. The station's communications station.
Thank you for helping me with my allergies. I guess not all Federation people are bad.
Well, we normally like to think of ourselves as humanitarians.
Unfortunately, that is not what Dr. Bradell tells most Vardane. Anyway,
Yeah.
I guess I should get...
Can we just shoot it?
I will cover you, Captain.
No.
Captain Kirk, is everything all right?
Things are looking up, I think. Kirk out.
Uh-oh. He's gone, isn't he?
I am inputting the code from the bookmark. Chew. I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated.
No effect. No effect. No effect.
Captain, since I programmed a destructive sequence into the communications network, it will take several days to repair it. I do not need rest, Captain.
Dr. Monroe seems to be constantly monitoring data from the console in his chair.
I do not see the logic in that action. I do not see the logic in that action. Fascinating, the complexity of this project. If I were human, the word breathtaking would come to mind. Fascinating, the complexity of this project. If I were human, the word breathtaking would come to mind.
Okay.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. This is a housing for a sensor array. It is currently active, Captain. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. I cannot reach that high.
I don't think that needs to be phasered, Jim.
I do not advise the use of phasers, Captain. Our enemies might track us with them.
I'm surprised they haven't transported us out into space, Spock.
It would be a logical defensive act, Captain. I have two theories. Either Burdell has an emotional need to capture us alive, or the proto-event is interfering with internal sensors.
Spock, you saw this place when we came here. There are more sensors on this station than you'd find on a Klingon intelligence planet.
And all of them were external sensors, Doctor. It is quite possible that the designers of this station overlooked the need for internal sensors, and the proto-event is making it impossible for the Vardane to get a lock on our position.
Okay.
Save new game.
I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. have no idea how to...
Surrender or die.
Wait, you're supposed to be on our side. Hasn't Commander Command talked to you lately?
He is a traitor. Our loyalty is to Dr. Bradell.
Okay, we surrender. Great. Spock, fire. Okay, we surrender.
Let's get their weapons.
Seven with one blow. An exaggeration, Doctor.
Come on, you two.
This controls the atmosphere within the transport and docking bays. This controls the force field that protects the transport and docking bays. This monitors the effectiveness of the cosmic ray filter along the shuttle bay. These controls open and close the shuttle bay doors.
I am unable to open them, Captain. They require a retina scan, a voice pattern, and a key code.
Let me guess, Bradell's.
Dr. Bradell would seem to be exhibiting signs of the human emotion, paranoia.
That's an understatement. Spock, remove the atmosphere. Spock, sabotage the system. Spock, remove the atmosphere.
The atmosphere has been pumped out. No anomalous readings, Captain.
Spock, close the outer door.
Captain, we should not risk damaging this equipment.
Save new game. Replace pre...
Captain, there's a subspace communication between the station and someplace around the proto event. We're unable to track it down.
Thanks, Lieutenant. Kirk out. I can't reach that high.
I cannot reach that high.
I don't think that needs to be phasered, Jim.
A rupture in the hull could cause a catastrophic depressurization of the station, Captain. I will cover you, Captain.
No. No.
Captain, are you certain that is where you wish to aim the phaser? I do not advise the use of phasers, Captain. Our enemies might track us with them.
Did I do something completely wrong?
Captain, there is no need for me to use the controls. The Enterprise is free.
Huh.
I've heard about these. Let's try.
Ow!
Sorry, Bones. I must have hit the key that stimulates the pain center.
I might have done this completely wrong. Did I do that? Okay. Let's try.
Success, Captain. I have access to Burdell's Project Big Bang files and to the access code for his personal quarters.
Surrender or die.
Surrender. Or we'll phaser the airlock. Can I have 5 minutes to think about it? We surrender.
Let's get their weapons.
Seven with one blow. An exaggeration, Doctor.
Come on, you two. Spock, open the outer door.
Captain, the door is open. Magnetic locks are keeping the transport in place, Captain.
Spock, remove the atmosphere.
The atmosphere has been pumped out. Magnetic locks are keeping the transport in place, Captain.
Spock, could we use this system to give them some sort of erroneous message about their cosmic ray filter? Make them believe it's about to collapse. Force them to abandon the station?
Negative, Captain. I would require much more effective access to their monitoring systems.
Do you really think that the real zealots would abandon this project under any circumstances?
Spock, restore the atmosphere. Spock, sabotage the system. Spock, restore the atmosphere. Spock, sabotage the system.
The controls are no longer functioning, Captain.
Spock, close. Spock, sabotage the... Spock, close. The outer door.
Captain, we should not risk damaging this equipment. No anomalous readings, Captain. I am unable to open them, Captain. They require a retina scan, a voice pattern, and a key code.
Let me guess, Bradell's.
Dr. Bradell.
That's an understatement. Spock, open the outer door. Spock, sabotage the system.
The controls are no longer functioning, Captain.
Save new game.
The door is locked, Jim. Jim, what's that smell?
Wanaka gas, a knockout gas with an extremely long effect.
We have mere seconds to neutralize it or get out of here. The air is being purified almost immediately. Ah, good old starbase filtered air. So dry it makes me want to drink a glass of water every 5 minutes.
I'm sure we can transport you into water if you really want some.
Damn transporters. Man.
I think we did things in the wrong order somehow.
Here is the code, Captain.
Well, it appears all of those misspent years playing chess have finally been put to good use, Mr. Spock. We can now enter
Misspent years, Captain?
Definitely, Spock.
Vulcans do...
Let's go.
Save new game. Replace.
So, you managed to...
It's over, Bradell. Surrender peacefully, and we'll guarantee you a fair trial.
I will not submit to a trial by a tribunal of chattering apes. We are the Vardane. Lesser species have no right to judge us.
Your experiment is over, Bradell. Morality transcends... You don't honestly think you can defy the three of us, do you, Bradell? Your experiment is over, Bradell. Morality.
It is an invention designed to make lesser people feel You always did love to lecture, Kirk.
You pick up Bradell's journal, and a bookmark falls out.
This is unusual, Captain. I would not have expected a man like...
Who knows, Spock?
The bookmark is intricately decorated, not too...
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, there is a number coded in base 64. The number is 2000.
The offending dartboard is removed, revealing a set of controls. No effect.
inputting the code from the bookmark. Chew 188. I have activated the code circuit. There appears to be fail-safe backup in the central control that needs to be deactivated. I do not see the logic in that action.
Save new game. Replace previous game.
Phasers on stun.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Oh, that's even worse than the damn transporter.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. I am disabling their communications network. We will now have a clear channel to the Enterprise. I am disabling their weapons control. I do not detect access to anything around the proto-event.
Okay, so it's not that.
Hold still. That should help. And try to calm down. We're the good guys.
Save new game. Replace delete previous. Replace previous.
Okay. No. Ah, wait. Crew quarters. Right. Ah, we have the dummies?
We are ready to transport the dummies, Captain. That should at least we have Captain. All
the dummies should provide set transport coordinates for security.
a doctor, not a...
This console controls communications tracking. This console controls force fields in Special Projects Room.
I have deactivated the communications tracking systems, Captain. I have lowered the force fields in the Special Projects Room. I have copies of Bridell's files taken from the main computer. I believe you...
The date on these files...
Save new game. Cancel. Replace pre...
Okay. I think the first mission is the only one where you can die.
Jim, look out!
Use the red face on the beast. And use Pokey Boy on the thing, right.
Captain, I have deactivated the tractor beam. The Enterprise is now free.
We await your success, Captain. Keep us posted.
Save new game. Replace. Delete previous game. Cancel. Save new. Replace pre...
Right. So... So the question is, where is that guy? Can't flee, right? Pretty sure.
The door is locked, Jim.
How dare you come aboard this station and disturb our delicate work, you Starfleet brute!
And I thought Harry Mudd was annoying.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I don't think so either, but...
Captain, are you certain that is where you wish to aim the phaser?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Coordinates set for security.
This console controls communications tracking.
Okay. I'm gonna take another short break, study the walkthroughs. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I might, according to the walkthroughs,
This console controls communications tracking.
there should be more.
This seems pointless. This seems pointless. This console controls communications tracking. A chair. This seems pointless. This console controls communications tracking.
Yeah, but
this seems pointless. A chair. The floor. This console controls force fields in Special Projects Room.
Yeah?
This console controls force fields in Special Projects Room. A chair. Library monitors. These data screens provide information and entertainment for board security personnel. Ventilation ducts.
This.
The station's systems console. The station's communications station.
Okay.
I am disabling their backups. It includes several systems that are not controlled from this station.
Okay, and now. We should be able to stop this.
I am inputting the code from the bookmark. Chew 188. I have activated the code circuit. The proto-event weapon is decloaking. I have also managed to deactivate the station's shields and have a clear communications channel to the Enterprise.
Broadcast the coordinates, Mr. Spock. Have the Enterprise destroy that weapon.
The coordinates have been sent.
Scotty, 3 to beam up.
Woohoo! I think, as far as I remember,
that has to be one of the most welcome explosions that anyone will ever see.
There is turmoil on the Vardane Council.
Yeah.
The members who supported Burdell's anti-Federation policies have been forced to resign. I expect improved relations between the Federation and Vardane.
That's good to hear. Though history shows that suppressed movements like Brettle's have a habit of resurfacing at inconvenient moments.
And Burdell is now a Federation prisoner. I hope this will not prove to be a rallying point for those Vardane who hate the Federation.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the USS Alexander.
The Alexander?
Temporal paradoxes are most fascinating, aren't they, Mr. Spock?
Are you attempting to annoy me, Doctor?
On screen.
Luke Rayner here. I know we've never met.
Yes, of course.
We got your signal, and Starfleet has asked us to assist in cleaning up your operation.
It's good to have you with us. Better than you could possibly guess.
I don't understand, Captain.
It's a long story. Come aboard, and I'll tell it to you.
I reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. The top brass at Starfleet are impressed with the results of your recent performance. Outstanding work, Jim. Keep up the good work. Kane out.
So we did it without making a major mistake. Okay. I mean, after we reloaded an older save, so...
Aye, Captain, I'm looking forward to taking leave on Nova Atar. The museum there is supposed to be quite excellent. Lots of antique and one-of-a-kind machinery.
Commander, are you certain it's not the Kazakhstanian cognac you're looking forward to?
Do they make that there, laddie? I don't know.
Why, Mr. Scott, I'm surprised at you, not knowing the location of a famous distillery.
We invented that brandy, you know.
Right.
Of course you did.
No, really. We did.
No one would ever doubt you, Ensign, however...
Sorry to interrupt, Captain, but we have an emergency call from the science vessel Demeter. She's in orbit around Balkos 3.
On screen.
Captain Kirk, good to see you're in the area.
You have an emergency, Commander Gelman?
Well, I'm not sure, actually. Maybe more of a case of better safe than sorry. We're orbiting Balkos 3 to study the Balkosi, a race of people just entering their own Stone Age. We've only been here 2 days. Already, we've found some unusual data. But just a few minutes ago, during the deep geologic probing phase, we were suddenly scanned.
Scanned? I thought the Balkosi were just developing.
They are, Captain. And there haven't been any indications of old civilizations until now. The scan was also of extreme power. Following that, we detected a power source coming online. We'll send the coordinates along with all the other information we've gathered. I was a little concerned that we triggered an old defense mechanism. With the amount of information it pulled in its scan, we'd be an easy target. I've moved the Demeter to a higher orbit on the far side of the planet.
Quite reasonable, Commander. We're on our way.
Thank you, Captain.
Kirk out.
Balkos 3, right? That one. I hope.
Approaching Balkos 3, Captain.
Save new game.
Level 2.
Entering standard orbit.
I have the coordinates for the power source the Demeter detected.
No. No.
No communications from the planet, sir. Commander Gelman wishes us good luck.
Okay.
Spock, come with me. Scotty, you have the con, Lieutenant. Ask Dr. McCoy to meet us in the transporter room.
Yes, Captain?
Uh-oh.
What the devil was that? An attack?
While I cannot guarantee a lack of physical change, Doctor, we seem to be unharmed. I therefore conclude we have been scanned.
Captain, are you all right? Sensors detected a burst of power followed by some sort of powerful transmission.
According to Spock, we're in perfect health, Scotty.
According to Spock?
Never mind, Mr. Scott. Can you track the transmission to its destination?
I'll give it a try, Captain, but it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
It never is, Mr. Scott. It never is. Kirk out.
I guess you were right, Spock. Here I thought we were dead for a second.
Doctor, that would have made conversation quite difficult.
I was making a joke, Spock.
Were you, Doctor?
Gentlemen, I believe we have some business at hand.
Yeah. What I was going to say is quite a long time ago now, with these dialogues. What I was going to say is, I think I remember the first level was the hardest, but I didn't know this level was in this game. Okay, we can only...
While alien in design, fairly obviously the control panel to the door.
Okay, so we use Spocky Boy to open the door, right?
Quite simple, considering the appearance of the other machinery here. All that was needed was a power interrupt. The doors will only stay closed while power is on. Interesting. It is an unknown piece of equipment inside an energy field.
That's very helpful, Spock.
The energy field around this scanning device prevents a detailed examination. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. Gas plasma displays, Captain. Readings show that they have been activated recently.
Okay. No!
The surface of this...
Okay, we can't scan those, so...
The energy field is blocking any tricorder readings of the machinery inside.
The soft glow of an energy field surrounds what looks to be a large computer console and display.
I really should learn how you do these doors, Spock, but since you're here...
We got hit with a power surge. It's interfering with sensors and we might have some trouble locking onto you.
Well, if we intend on taking our shore leave with the rest of the crew, we'd better find out what's causing that power surge. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Wait.
This device transforms its internal energy into useful quantities for other portable devices. The transfer takes place at the small outlet junction located near the center of the unit.
So what is that in English, you pointed-eared
It's a battery
confusion
charger.
factory?
In English, it remains exactly as I said. However, for those unskilled in the language, this is a battery charger.
For once, why can't you just come up with a simple explanation first?
It's not always necessary, Doctor. You are not always around.
What is it with you two? You're like children. I'm getting tired of it. Why am I snapping at you?
Okay.
No effect.
Spock, what kind of interface is this?
A bridge unit for use between function control and display circuitry, Captain. It could be helpful to have.
Spock, any idea what this box is?
The cube contains control circuitry. I suggest we keep it.
Spock, is that a switch?
Yes, a fairly simple switching device, Captain.
Spock, what do you make of the screen?
It's a CRT, of course.
This is a computer display module, Captain.
Spock, what do you make of these?
This appears to be a set of interface cables.
A high-pressure device for joining two objects.
This unit is manufacturing miniature broadcast circuitry. This unit is manufacturing electrochemical energy storage devices in an inert state.
In English, Spock?
That was English, Captain.
I think he means uncharged batteries, Jim.
This machine seems to be controlling the manufacturing units.
Okay.
The bin contains small plastic discs, Captain. The plastic is essentially inert in this form. However, if placed under pressure, it will become a superconductor capable of storing significant energy compared to its size. It will break down over time. That is why it is commonly stored in this state.
Probably should hang on to a few, don't you think?
A logical choice. Captain, these items appear to be configured to produce a small energy field of some sort. They do not appear to be powered at this time.
Why don't you see what you can do with them, Spock?
That would seem to be a logical thing to do. I will take enough for all of us. This is a very specialized pressure device, Captain. These batteries go into this side of the device to be combined under pressure with the item in the other hopper.
A small gray badge.
Okay.
The badges have been placed into the hopper, Captain. Since we know this is a high-pressure device, it would be logical to either use it or leave it alone.
Whew. What is that smell?
There is a chemical change due to the pressure. That is simply a small amount of outgassing by the plastic, Doctor. Captain, the badges and batteries are now joined.
Readings here are no different than any other room.
Okay, now we charge it, right? That. But that.
The badges change color.
I believe the units are now fully operational.
Hopefully these badges will help us with some of these force fields. We should each keep one of them with us while we're here.
Yay!
A large computer and display screen.
This is a computer control panel, Captain. It appears to have some control over other parts of the compound. This console is non-operational, Captain. However, I do believe the repair would be a simple matter given the right materials. There are essentially no controls or displays available at this time.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
The computer is now functional. Fascinating. There's only a limited amount of control available on this console. I believe there are other functions it controls, but these functions cannot be accessed.
I'm not sure I understand, Spock.
Nor I, Captain. What purpose would be served by limiting access?
What purpose indeed? Bones, any ideas?
Why are you asking me? Is this some kind of pop quiz?
Two other things, Captain. There is a reference in the limited readout which leads me to believe there are other complexes on the planet somehow connected with this one. Location and function are not specified or available.
That's only one, Spock.
True, Captain. I was just waiting to see if you had any comments.
Not that I'd like to share at this moment, Mr. Spock, please.
There is one other repair that is possible. One device can be controlled from this console if its command circuit is replaced. I will not be able to determine what device that is until the replacement circuit is installed.
Okay. Okay, Spooky Boy. So...
An impressive-looking machine of alien manufacture.
It is a powerful transmitter, unlike anything in Starfleet records. It appears to be a detection device. Judging by the complexity of its circuitry, I would gather that it is quite sensitive. It is a scanner with both long-range and detailed capabilities. I am fairly certain it is a transmitter of some type, Captain. While the construction and circuitry are totally unfamiliar to me, I do notice a lack of signal focusing or the ability to go omnidirectional or any other similar change. However, the system is slaved to track to a general sector of the galaxy. Information is passed following a random signal pattern with the lead pulse carrying the coding keys.
English, Spock, please.
That was English, Captain. To rephrase, the signal is permanently directed to one area of the galaxy, an area I believe the Federation has yet to explore. The signal beam is not tight enough to fix an exact planet or even a specific system. These settings cannot be changed.
Then this is a sort of monitoring system only?
Quite possibly. Furthermore, the signal frequency is 0.00052 angstroms, and the transmissions are coded. Captain, unless someone was looking for this signal in particular, chances are it would be dismissed as background radiation, cosmic rays.
You learned all that by just playing with the console on a machine you've never seen before?
I am the science officer, Doctor, and a Vulcan.
Super.
A sensor device, quite sensitive. This system detected the geological scan from the Demeter. Chances are good that it had already detected the Demeter's presence.
Then why not scan the Demeter immediately?
That would have certainly alerted the ship to the presence of this equipment. Whatever or whoever controls this waited until its detection had already occurred. As I assumed earlier, this is a scanning device. The architecture is quite interesting and quite elegant. Captain, whoever constructed this is probably more technologically advanced than we are.
And taller. Look at how high the console is.
Good observation, Bones.
Thank you, Jim.
But not necessarily correct. It is logical to assume they do work at a higher level, however.
Are you trying to say their hands come out of their head, Spock?
I am not assuming they have hands, Doctor. Gas plasma displays, Captain. Readings show that they have been activated recently.
That's not helpful.
Save new game.
2B, okay.
A huge vat full of pheromone and food-producing bacteria.
A high-protein bacteria mixed with some sort of pheromone-style compound. I don't know what effects the pheromone would have on our physiology. I would need to take a sample back to the lab on the Enterprise to conduct a study.
Fascinating. This device siphons material from the other unit by way of the pipe overhead. It possesses the ability to move a substantial amount of material. Most interesting is that the material can be jettisoned up out of these caves into the ecosystem of the planet. It may be that the material in the vat is dangerous, and the builders wished to protect this complex from contamination.
But they didn't care about the planet, did they?
Apparently not the primary concern.
Tell that to the Balcos.
According to the studies from the Demeter, the Balcosi would not recognize speech.
I believe Bones was speaking figuratively, Spock.
There is presently no means by which to shut off this release. The unit is set to discharge, and the control switch has been removed.
Removed? Could it be the builders were not afraid the complex would be contaminated, but were instead afraid the ecosystem would be in trouble if the contents of the vat were not discharged?
Interesting hypothesis, Captain. Difficult to do more than speculate at this time. Captain, this is the life support control unit. Captain, this is the life support control unit.
Okay, Spooky Boy, open that door.
Internal structure hidden by force field effects. The uncovered areas consist of a pair of unknown vents and a solid inclined drop chute. Nothing unusual about that object, Captain.
Valkosian system shows heightened stress and metabolic activities.
I do not notice any ill effects. Captain, I do not notice any external controls. This appears to be a self-automated unit.
No effect.
Internal structure hidden by force field effects.
Yeah.
The cavernous structure narrows considerably, approximately 15 meters ahead, Captain. We would not be able to get past that point.
I'll try to stun him when he goes to eat.
Even though unconscious, the Valkosian system is still operating at a much higher than normal rate. You heartless monster, leave him alone. The Valkosian is unconscious but unhurt. The Valkosian is unconscious but unhurt.
Maybe I shouldn't have shot him. Okay.
In the back of the room sits medical diagnostic equipment. It appears idle. A medical examination station. It appears to be sized for Balkosi.
Now this is more like it, a medical examination table. I'd know one of these even if it is made for an alien. Jim, I'm picking up traces of cells from a Balkosian. There are also traces of some designer cells. It looks like someone is playing a dangerous game with the Balkosi. Jim, I'm picking up traces of cells from a Balkosi.
Okay.
Jim, I'm picking up some dead tissue samples. Someone has definitely been observing the Balkosi.
Medical diagnostic and treatment unit set for alien physiology.
Captain, given the nature of the electronics inside, I can deduce that it is a synthesizer replicator unit. However, it is unlike anything used by the Federation. I am unable to determine its exact capabilities. Captain, given the nature of the electronics in...
Okay.
Okay.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, the controls are locked out. There is no way to change their settings.
A discharge unit set to eject material siphoned through sealing pipes into the planet's ecosystem.
Assuming the appropriate signal is received, this unit can be shut down safely. The shutdown signal does not originate here.
Okay.
I do not see the logic in that action.
Yeah, because I misclicked.
Save new game.
You see, okay. Let's use Spock to shut.
There is nothing new that can be accomplished until the command circuit is repaired.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
It is now possible for me to shut down a force field at some other location. I do not know where or what the force field protects.
Yes, I'm getting tired of force fields. One less will be a pleasure no matter what it does. No, let's look around a bit more first. Yes, I'm getting tired of...
Captain, my attempt to turn off the force field has triggered some sort of computer activity. It is requesting that I allow some sort of display to occur on the screen. Shall I allow it?
I don't know if that's a good idea. By all means, Spock. Curiosity may kill cats, but I'm hoping humans will fare a little better. I don't know if that's a good idea. By all means, Spock. Curiosity...
That's comforting, Jim.
No. I have no idea. I have no idea.
It appears we have chosen correctly, Captain. The controls indicate that the force field has been dropped.
Okay,
A large computer sits in front of you. In some ways, it reminds you of a reduced version of the historic UNIVAC system.
Captain, this appears to be a mass storage device. The tricorder cannot tell what information it holds. Captain, there's a small display active. It appears that this device is a memory unit, an archive. Most amazing. The information is in volatile memory. If power were lost to this device, all information contained within would be lost. An odd way to create an archive.
What is in the archive?
The displays indicate it contains a vast amount of data on three-dimensional projection. Circuitry diagrams, equipment construction techniques. Essentially, everything needed to project lifelike images in great detail inside of a structure. Starfleet does not have this level of technology. This would be a major find for the Federation.
Then I'd think that gathering that data would be a very good thing to do, Mr. Spock.
Very well, Captain. Captain, the display indicates that the best view of the projection will be from the south side of the room.
Well, gentlemen?
Anyone got popcorn?
Bones.
Okay.
Impressive, Spock.
Captain, I'm not responsible for that occurrence. However, I did discover that accessing the memory will not only trigger the shutdown of this unit, it will also send a signal to another device, most likely one somewhere in this complex. Damaging the unit will also initiate shutdown and signal transmission.
There's no way around it?
None, Captain.
What is this, some kind of idiotic test? Don't fool with that, Spock. You'll poison this planet and make these inhabitants permanently aggressive.
Doctor, you do not know for certain that whoever placed the Balcosi here did not intend for that to happen. The aggressiveness may be what they need to develop further. And the information in the archive is a reward for sending the Balcosi into the next stage of their development.
You just want to get your Vulcan fingers on that precious scientific information. More like 30 pieces of silver for condemning the Balcosi to the lives of violence. Jim, you can't let this unfeeling monster do this to the Balcosi.
Do you wish me to continue attempting to access the archive, Captain?
Yes, Spock. That information could be critical to the Federation.
Good question. Good question. I would say our prime directive is that the Balcosi can evolve on their own without outside help.
Let's hold off until we get a little more information. Yes, Spock. That information could be critical to the Federation. Let's hold off until we get a little more information. Yes, Spock. That information could be critical to the Federation. Let's hold off until we get a little more.
I think what we do is this.
That would destroy the archive, Captain. It may be useful. That would destroy the archive, Captain. It may be useful.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
Captain, that would surely destroy the machine.
I have to get the name of the interior decorator.
An interesting place, Captain. There seems to be a reason for it beyond the obvious.
Save new game. Replace pre...
Captain, accessing the archive will cause transmission of the signal from this unit to the other device. Do you wish me to continue?
Yes, Spock. That information could be critical to the Federation.
I have the data, Captain. The archive is now empty and has sent its signal.
I'm not happy about this, Jim. I think we're dooming the Balcosi to eternal strife, not to mention what it's doing to us.
Spock may have had it right. This might have been the plan all along. Someone obviously set all this up. Would they possibly put the Balcosi in a position to be negatively affected?
Captain, the energy field has dropped enough for us to communicate with the Enterprise.
Kirk to Enterprise. Scotty, are you there?
Captain Kirk, good to hear your voice.
And yours, Scotty. 3 to beam up.
Did I kill the Balcosi?
Chekhov, set phasers on widest possible setting. We need to sterilize the atmosphere near that complex. We must wipe out that bacteria.
Aye, Captain.
Captain, as we surmised on the planet, there are more bacteria-producing locations. Sensors indicate several similar geysers of material being ejected into the atmosphere from various locations on the planet. My calculations are that we cannot destroy enough of the bacteria to stop it from invading the ecosystem. Captain, the Balcosi will be permanently subjected to the pheromone.
Jim, I've gone over the report. You have doomed the Balcosi to violent behavior and cut their food supply to boot.
Load a previously saved game.
Yeah. We need a different solution. Is there no way to...
Captain, I am registering massive interference. We will not be able to communicate with the Enterprise until it subsides.
Okay. No. Maybe.
Readings here are no different than any other room.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. I really should learn how you do these doors, Spock, but since you're here...
This would be a terrible waste of unique equipment, Captain.
That's unfortunately right. Okay.
Spock raises an eyebrow. Spock raises an eyebrow.
Actually, I want that door. Or not? came in through that door, right? Yeah.
A three-dimensional version of the X's from the floor hang from the ceiling.
Looks a little like a game board to me.
Can't I shut it down?
Captain, accessing the archive will cause transmission of the signal from this unit to the other device. Do you wish me to continue?
Yes, Spock, that information could be... Let's hold off until we get a little... Yes, Spock, that information could... Let's hold off until we... Spock, this looks like the panel in the first room.
A discharge unit set to eject material siphoned through ceiling pipes into the planet's ecosystem.
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think that's necessary.
It is fascinating how desperate situations can inspire such illogical actions.
Super.
This device appears to be of the same manufacturer as the others in this complex.
Okay.
Save new game.
I'll take a short break. I'll be right back. Okay. I think that should go into the computer, but I don't know. Why it doesn't let me? Let's see. For some reason, I find the layout of this place very confusing.
This item will not affect the repair this unit needs.
That's a different unit? Really?
The energy generated from inside this unit is definitely causing the problems in communicating with the Enterprise. It will undoubtedly block any attempt at transporter lock-on also.
Okay.
This generator may be providing power for more than just this complex. It is broadcasting power, which is causing the interference in communications with the Enterprise. I cannot tell for certain if there are receiving units for this power, because some of the readout circuits are damaged. Fascinating.
What is fascinating this time, Spock? I doubt it's fascinating to either Bones or myself, but I'm sure that won't stop. What is fascinating this time, Spock?
You tell him, Jim. I'm getting sick of this alien smarter than thou attitude.
If either of you had an ounce of logic, you would be more prepared to listen to my information, and possibly even understand it.
Bordering on insubordination, aren't we, Mr. Spock?
I always knew that no emotion garbage was just a cover. He thinks he should be in charge.
Mr. Spock, I'll have those findings from you right now.
Captain, it appears the circuit was deliberately damaged. This would only be possible if the force field were down. Who would damage their own machinery? And for what purpose?
More and more curious, Mr. Spock.
Also, Captain, I am able to determine that if power is interrupted rather than shut down from this console, it will send a signal to that effect. The signal will trigger some other event. I do not know what the event will be. The readout is now fully functional. There are other locations on this planet receiving power from this generator. Most peculiar. The locations of these units are not in the database.
And you think they should be?
It would be logical, Captain. But removing the circuit that controls the on and off functions of this device would also be illogical.
Are you trying to tell me that's what happened here?
Exactly, Captain. Until that repair is made, it would be impossible to execute a proper shutdown procedure.
Okay.
The repair is complete, Captain. It would now be possible to safely shut this machine down. However, doing so would certainly affect all the other equipment in this complex.
Yeah, shut it down.
Captain, do you wish me to start the shutdown sequence on the generator?
Let's hold off on that for now, Spock. Shut it down, Spock.
Well, that ends that threat. Balcosi can rest peacefully tonight and from now on.
It is still a trying time in their development, Doctor.
Think of it as an adventure, Spock. Scotty, 3 to beam up.
Captain, the power source has completed its shutdown cycle. There is no trace of the bacteria or pheromone in the atmosphere. It would appear the Balcosi are free to choose their own future.
Good to hear, Spock. I know losing a find like that archive has to hurt.
That would be an emotional response.
Of course it would. How silly of me.
Captain, there are 2 signals being broadcast from the planet. The first is another burst following the same path as the original broadcast. The other signal emanates from nearby the first. It's aimed at us, Captain.
Subject suitable. Testing continues.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Interesting report, Jim. I think you were right to release the Balcosi from outside influence. Too bad you couldn't retrieve the archive. No one at Starfleet has any idea who was behind all this, or what the testing message was all about. Keep us informed as you find out more. I've got confidence in you, Jim.
I've reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. I am very pleased with your performance. It was a perfect mission, Jim. Your reputation as Starfleet's best starship captain is secure.
Woohoo!
Kane out.
Captain's log, stardate 6236.5. Following our mission to Balcos, the Enterprise is proceeding to Omega Corvus to probe radiation clouds. We are expecting an uneventful mission.
Message from Starfleet Command.
On screen.
This is a Code 2 emergency, Captain.
Of course.
3 Federation ships have vanished in the Delphi system within the last month. 3 days ago, we lost contact with the USS Zimbabwe. You are to go to the Delphi system and find out what's happened to our ships. Starfleet out.
Okay.
Save new game.
I think that's the one. I hope.
Captain, at our current speed of warp 7, I expect to enter the Delphi system in 8 minutes.
Captain, I just started getting the oddest noise on all channels. It sounds like some sort of insect drone.
Let's hear it, Lieutenant.
An object is approaching the Enterprise.
Oh no. Trelane!
Mr. Spock, is that what I think it is?
Sensors indicate that it is an authentic Earth warplane, circa 1917, belonging to the nation of Germany. Its appearance is identical to a Fokker DR-1. Sensors also indicate an immense power source and one life form.
We are being hailed.
This is Baron Trelane von Gothas of the German Air Circus. I have identified you as an enemy aircraft. You have 10 seconds to surrender before I blow you out of the sky.
Trelane, but I thought we'd seen the last of you. Stop playing games, Trelane. Leave my ship alone. We surrender.
We surrender is the right choice.
Do my ears deceive me? The great Captain James Tiberius Kirk surrenders? Obviously, this is a clever ruse, but not clever enough. To battle!
Sensors indicate he is closing on us. I would extrapolate that he intends to fire at us.
Raise shields, evasive maneuvers.
Raising shields. Captain, controls are not responding.
Sensors indicate that our hull would not hold against his attack.
Trelane.
We have been unconscious for a considerable length of time, Captain. This is Lieutenant Commander Ellis, First Officer and Security Chief of the USS Zimbabwe.
Hello, Mr. Ellis. Where is your captain?
He was in sickbay at the time that triplane attacked us. I don't know what's going on.
What is going on, Commander, is a gentleman named Trelane, an immature child of a race with vast powers. Somehow he acquired an unhealthy fascination with human military history. Last time we encountered him, he had an interest in the Napoleonic era.
It would appear, Captain, that his awareness of human history has advanced to the level of your First World War.
If it advances any further.
Not only do we need to escape this place, but we need to find a way to discourage Trelane's interest in war once and for all.
How did you escape from him last time, Captain?
His parents appeared and punished him. I doubt that we can rely on such an intervention a second time.
There is nothing unusual about the door. I am conducting a sensor sweep of the area. We appear to be about 15 meters underground. There's a single human life force stationary, approximately 6 meters from the door, and about 6 life forms in our immediate vicinity on the surface. This light bulb is an anachronism. Although its light output is typical of period lighting sources, it is far more energy efficient and encased in shatterproof glass.
Trelane was never very good at getting the fine details right.
A correct observation, Doctor. These sticks were taken from a pine tree. Given their shape, I would speculate that they are used for kindling. A wooden barrel containing nothing. The tricorder detects no unusual properties. Ordinary straw, Captain. The tricorder detects no unusual properties. It would appear to be an ordinary crate, Captain.
Of course it's a crate. It looks like a crate, feels like a crate. What else could it be?
Doctor, we are dealing with an entity who is capable of sustaining an artificial atmosphere on a planet, and then flying that planet around the universe like a starship.
Spock's right, Bones. When we're dealing with Trelane, we need all the information that we can get. Something that looks trivial might be the key to defeating him and saving the Enterprise.
And the Zimbabwe.
You cannot reach the light bulb. You pick up a stick.
I don't think we'll need it, and we could probably get it somewhere else if we did.
The barrel is rather bulky. We should only take what we need to defeat Trelane.
The crate is too heavy to take with you.
I'm gonna
Save new game.
before I try something like...
It's not firing.
The phasers have been completely drained of energy.
Courtesy of our charming host, no doubt.
No doubt. Well, gentlemen, if we're going to beat Trelane, we'll have to beat him on his own terms.
Keep it down, Schweinhund.
The only door in this room, it is locked.
The door is securely locked, Captain. I am unable to open it.
Does anyone have a safety pin?
A what? I don't think so.
Are you trying to speak softly, Jim?
Oops.
Keep it down, Schweinhund.
Do I look like an Olympic athlete to you, Jim?
Captain, I believe we need all the light we can get. It is not an advisable course of action.
Okay.
Lieutenant Commander Ellis is showing heightened levels of stress. Mr. Spock, I can never tell what's right and what's wrong with these Vulcans. James T. Kirk, slightly heightened levels of adrenaline, but otherwise normal. The phrase physician heal thyself has always annoyed me.
This shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's a very primitive lock. Damn. I'm afraid it is a problem.
I'll do it.
The crate is open. It is full of bottles of Himrich schnapps. The date on the bottle says 1913.
Okay.
You have taken several bottles of schnapps.
Okay. Use that with that, right?
You cover the straw with schnapps.
I wonder how wet straw will allow us to escape from this dungeon.
You already have a stick.
Did you ever take drum lessons, Jim?
My brother was more musical than I was, Bones.
What's going on here? We should leave this building immediately. The proximity of this fire to a large concentration of alcohol puts us at considerable risk.
I thought that was my job.
The building is structurally sound, Captain. I doubt that it would collapse, but as a precaution, I would not enter it again.
But where are we, Mr. Spock?
Isn't it obvious? In trouble.
Do you have a problem, Mr. Ellis?
Yes, sir, I have a problem. His name was...
The Baron does not appreciate vagrants.
Why that?
A human, approximately 60 years of age, in poor physical condition. His hip is broken, Jim. He needs our help. You'd better take care of the soldier first.
No effect.
The phasers are still completely drained. Attempting to use them would be a wasted effort.
Okay, and then we give the alcohol to
I will not accept a drink from someone like you. Do not interfere, or the same thing will happen to you.
How would you like to pick on someone your own size? What has this man done? You're really a tough guy, aren't you? It can't be easy to bully some old man. I'm really impressed. What has this man done?
That is none of your concern. Do not interfere.
I see. He's done nothing. I'm the closest one to him. You keep an eye out for any of his friends.
Having fun, Jim?
No effect.
Okay.
That should fix the hip problem. You should rest. Thank goodness Trelane didn't take the tranquilizers from my med kit. He'd probably be too tired to talk much.
Thank you for helping me. If only I had something to repay you.
You could tell us where we are.
You are the American pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Cook, the leader of the famous Enterprise Squadron.
Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy?
Enterprise Squadron?
I suppose I should tell you nothing, but as it looks as though the war will soon be over, I can tell you that this is the village of Gothos.
What war is this?
The Great War. The one that has lasted for 4 damned years and has killed millions. I never thought that it was possible for so many young people to die for such a worthless cause.
I believe he refers to the first of your world wars.
Could you answer an important question for me, sir? What year is this? Where's Trelane? What else has happened?
It is rumored that our forces are mutinying, and that our ambassadors have met with Mr. Wilson to discuss an armistice, but that Mr. Wilson will not negotiate with anyone except an elected government. Baron Trelane has retired to his castle and sees no one. His men are nothing more than bullies. I am so tired. I must rest.
I didn't join Starfleet to play at being a galactic tourist.
This strikes me as something of a Potemkin village, Captain. It lacks the scope to be truly real.
A creation of Trelane's, no doubt. One of his imitations of reality.
Undoubtedly, Captain, there is a high probability that it will be an extremely deadly place.
All right, Commander, you were about to tell us why you're being so hostile. Let's hear your story.
Does the name Lieutenant Ralph Garvin sound familiar to you? He was my roommate at the Academy and was killed by some blood-sucking cloud while on a landing party under your command.
Space is not the safest of environments. I've always done my best to protect my crew, and I've always honored anyone who has lost their life under my command.
The Enterprise is routinely assigned to unknown and extremely dangerous sectors.
I have always made it a policy to lead landing parties and share the risk with my men. I suppose you've never lost someone under your command. When you become a captain of a starship, you'll have I have always made it a policy to lead...
Captain, if I see you do anything that puts us or our escape at risk, you'll regret it.
I'm not interested in vendettas. I'm interested in survival. If you have a problem with me, you can wait until everyone's safe. Is that clear, Commander?
Yes, sir.
You get no response.
I would not get near that dog if I were you, Jim. It's suffering from rabies.
You know the Baron's orders are that you are to be served in the armory. You are not to enter this establishment.
Everyone knows, Fraulein, that the Baron's orders were never meant to be taken seriously. Even by him.
Looks like trouble.
Excuse me, but if the lady wants you out, then you should get out. Would you like to step outside? Hello, soldier. Wouldn't you look good with beer on your face? Excuse me, but if the lady wants you out, then you should get out.
I won't have trouble in my place. Get out. I will be bringing beer to the armory later tonight anyway.
I don't know who you are, but we had better not meet again.
Okay. That went better than expected.
Nice guy.
Rudolph Ulan, owner of the shop outside. What seems to be the problem?
What do you think about the war, Herr Olin? What can you tell me about Trelane? What do you think about the war, Herr Olin?
Schiller would have us believe that Germany is doomed. But I have more faith in our great soldiers than that. Victory shall be ours.
No, it won't be.
I saw how you handled that foolish brute outside. Quite impressive. I am Schiller, superintendent of the local schools. How may I help you?
What do you think of the war?
Horrible business. When it started, I thought it would be good for Germany. But it soon became a mess. I hope it will be over soon. If we can settle this thing without harsh negotiations, we can get back to being a civilized nation once again.
Well, Miss Gernsback, you seem to run a very efficient place.
Thank you, Colonel. Unfortunately, the war does not lend itself to efficiency. What do you wish to talk about?
Why are you calling me a colonel? What's going on with the war? You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about? What do you know about Trelane?
I know the band despises you and has vowed to kill you if you should ever meet again. Take my advice. Flee Gothos and never return.
And how does one flee Gothos?
I do not know. Else I would have left long ago. The village of Gothos seems to ensnare anyone who comes here. You see, I really work for the French government. I'm a spy.
Excuse me, Gretel, could you answer a question or two for me?
I will try, Colonel.
Why are you calling me a colonel?
I know who you are. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk, leader of the famed United States Enterprise Squadron that has shot down so many of our pilots, along with Major Spock and Captain Leo McCoy.
Captain McCoy? Leo?
Excuse me, Gretel, could you answer a question or two for me?
I will try, Colonel.
What's going on with the war? You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about?
The soldiers are little more than animals. They do as they please because a band protects them. I must deliver kegs of beer for them every night. It keeps them from having to leave the armory.
I didn't know your good luck was only temporary. I'd be quite annoyed.
Mr. Full House is complaining. If his hands were any more indecent, he would be arrested.
With the Baron's soldiers, he might be arrested even if his hands were decent. I can't complete a straight to save my life.
Or your fortune.
Poker. How unusual to find this activity in Germany during this period. Fascinating.
Fascinating? Just because your ears grow when you bluff? Poker. I remember this time in medical school where I got into this game.
Doctor, I see no relevance of your story to this situation.
Spock, did anyone ever tell you that you can be damn rude?
I've been known to play a mean hand of poker on occasion. I imagine you do too, Kirk, except people seem to keep calling your bluff.
The tricorder detects nothing unusual. 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 The tricorder detects nothing unusual.
There is a date circled on this calendar, October 16, 1918.
The chair appears to be quite ordinary.
Save new game.
Yeah.
Welcome. I am Kurt Nielsen, owner of the Gothos Brewery. If you care to join, feel free, if you can pay the stake. Gentlemen, I'm busy. If you are not prepared to play, please don't bother me.
Hello, I am Richard Sondergaard. I publish the local newspaper. It's nice to see someone as famous as you, Lieutenant Colonel.
Doesn't it worry you, Herr Sondergaard, that you know an enemy ace is standing next to you?
The Baron has given orders for everyone in Gothos to treat you well, Herr Kirk. A fellow pilot honoring fellow pilots, I suppose, although I would not trust the military to follow those orders to the letter.
I'm Werner Gillard, the shoemaker. If you are not prepared to play, please leave us.
Excuse our friend. He doesn't like to perform in front of an audience.
Okay.
I don't want to sit down right now.
a beer mug.
You don't want to give the Fraulein the wrong impression about us, do you, Jim? We're supposed to be Air Force pilots, not pickpockets.
A severed animal head. The inscription reads, African musk ox, caught by the noble Baron...
African musk ox? Darkest Africa?
Misnomers, Doctor. This head is not a true representative of any African species of cattle.
These Prussian cavalry sabers are really imitations. A large and rather ugly painting of a townscape. A chandelier.
The tricorder detects no unusual properties.
Except for its unusual ugliness, Spock.
My father painted that.
It's a very nice painting.
Come to think about it, it's very, interesting.
Yeah, oops.
The tricorder detects no unusual properties.
This photograph of an ugly human female is labeled Trelane's mother. This photograph of an ugly human male is labeled Trelane's father.
Nothing unusual about the mug.
There it is, the triplane that shot down the Enterprise.
Why don't you start it up and fly off in a blaze of glory? After all, you are James T. Kirk, the toast of Starfleet, the man who never loses.
Mr. Ellis.
What's the matter, Kirk? The truth hurts? You never let that get in the way of your ego before.
I'm putting you on report for insubordination. We're all upset, Mr. Ellis, but these insults won't solve the thing. That's it. I've taken all I can stand from you. We're all upset, Mr. Ellis, but...
I don't believe in mincing my words, Captain. If you can't accept my honest opinion, too bad.
Fine, but do yourself a favor and stay out of my way. That's it. I've taken all I... Fine, but do yourself a favor and stay out of my way.
Kirk, I'm going to be in your face so much that you're never going to forget what I look like.
Commander, I know a treatment that has a good success rate at reducing excess aggressiveness. It's called reason.
Mr. Spock is keeping his eye on his tricorder. A Fokker DR-1. A fuel barrel lies abandoned on the ground.
The odds of Trelane leaving his triplane in the open without setting a trap are almost too small to calculate. A fuel container, Captain. The tricorder indicates that the canister is empty. The barrels are empty. I have a power reading from that Fokker that is off the scale, Captain. It is identical to the sensor readings I took off Trelane's triplane on the Enterprise.
Okay.
It is the same triplane, but the power levels are far beyond anything that should be produced by that object.
Theories, Mr. Spock.
The last time we encountered Trelane, he used various items, a mirror in particular, as a source for his power. This locket is another one of Trelane's power objects.
This locket, this plane. Okay. I think they mixed up the audio a bit.
The hangar of Trelane's triplane. It appears to be abandoned. Castle Trelane. What else could it be?
Okay.
Captain, the force field around the castle is extremely intense. I get the same energy signature from it as I did from the triplane that attacked the Enterprise.
Mr. Spock, is there any way to penetrate it?
The force field permeates the ground, Captain. The largest weapons of this era could not penetrate the force field. If we could generate a disruption on the wavelength, the field could be breached, although we would not have much time before it was reestablished.
How could we generate such a disruption?
By physically destroying other objects that resonate on that wavelength. Objects like the power objects that we have already found.
Here, let me have some. Here, let me have some.
No. Can't just burn it down, right? Okay.
Charming place. Less technology, more humanity. I like it.
Somewhere in the middle of this European charm is Trelane and the missing ships. Let's find him.
Pans, dishes, and lamps line this wall. Jars of fruit are preserved in this translucent container. An empty kettle rests upon this stove. Sacks of flour and household cleaning implements line this wall. This shop is not experiencing a shortage of shoes. Jelly beans in a glass jar. A package of food containing mutton.
You look hungry. Go ahead and take it.
Perfect!
You aren't thinking of trying to keep the doctor away, are you, Jim? I always hated pickles.
Fine, then we won't get any.
Wait, the clock, right?
This clock looks expensive.
The clock is another of Trelane's power objects, Captain.
Please don't take that clock. My boss would be so upset if something would happen to it.
We do need the clock.
It's like some bizarre game. Perhaps Trelane is putting us through mazes, watching our moves and laughing at us.
We can't give Trelane any excuses, any reason to think we've cheated. We'll find the money to buy this clock and stick it down his throat if we get the chance.
If Trelane has his way, we'll soon be kicking the bucket.
Maybe I shouldn't take it. The last thing Trelane needs is ideas.
You're not having a precognitive flash, are you, Captain?
Probably.
Okay.
Save new game. Replace pre.
Yes. So we can pass by, but we can't.
I can't believe the trench would be so close to the town.
It shouldn't be. At this point in the war, the Allies had broken through the trenches. That's why Germany surrendered. Their defenses were crumbling, and they didn't want to see their cities destroyed.
Only one of many illogical situations, Commander. The building where we were imprisoned almost burned to the ground, but no other building was touched, and no one seemed concerned about the fire.
What else?
The fact that everyone seems to recognize us, yet the military does not try to intercept us. The building signs in English instead of German. There is much here that is not what it seems.
A lone soldier groans, but does not move.
Young human male, life signs failing. Suffering from internal bleeding and shock. Now that's an odd reading. It's not biological. Maybe Spock should try using his tricorder.
Captain, another abnormally high reading emanating from an object in his pocket. A locket of some sort.
Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell me about the war? What can you tell me about Trelane? About your what can you tell me about the war?
I am a sentry. The others are dead. I think I'm dying.
That's odd. I should be able to see immediate improvement in his injuries. But I have no response.
That is because Trelane is interfering. This man is meant to be a dying soldier, whose presence provides drama for Trelane's production.
He'll die.
Logic suggests that Trelane will not allow him to die, except for dramatic effect. Given the inconsistencies I've noticed, it is probable that he may be kept alive indefinitely.
Can you give him something for the pain, Doctor?
Nothing I've done has any effect on him, Commander.
Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell me about the war? What can you tell me about what can you tell me about Trelane?
I like to watch the airplanes fly overhead. The enemy watches them too, and I know we'll have a few minutes of peace. Nothing to report in the West.
What can you tell me about the war? About your locket.
You want my locket? But that's the only reminder of my girl. I'd rather lose my arm.
We need it very badly. If we do something for you, would you give it to us?
I have a letter to my girl. If you see that it is delivered, I'll give you my locket.
My dearest Hilda, you are the sun that lights my shadows. Your voice is the one that speaks to me when all other voices are filled with pain. Only...
That's Hilda, that's the one in here, right?
Thank you, Captain. I will see that it is delivered.
No effect.
It is unsafe to return there.
Maybe I don't have to poison it.
The dog is now hungrily eating its meal.
Ah, I'm gonna heal him! Okay, that's one way to do it.
Another satisfied patient.
Okay.
And remember, democracy is weak. It relies on the votes of the foolish masses who are incapable of choosing strong leaders. Constitutional government fosters weakness. The rejection of republicanism is what won the last war for Germany, and it will bring us victory over these stupid Americans.
That's not what they told us at the Academy.
A male human in excellent physical condition. I see that the tricorder is not very good at judging character.
Boys and girls, let me introduce you to an example of inferior Republican stock. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk. Tell us, Kirk, how can you defend the ludicrous American system?
I see no reason to defend anything, Captain. These children are, in spite of your efforts to indoctrinate, I am not interested in a debate, Hauptmann. If your system is so superior to America's, how come you're losing the war? Why don't we put it up to a vote? You have a choice between a system that gives you leaders who will oppress you for life, or a system which, imperfect though it may be, allows you to influence your leaders and gives you a chance to bring them to account. All in favor of Hauptmann's system, say aye.
Aye!
All in favor of my system, say aye.
Aye!
It appears that they don't want what you offer them, Hauptmann.
I will not tolerate such insults. The Baron will make you all pay.
Oops.
Jim, wasn't that a violation of the Prime Directive?
Dr. McCoy, this is clearly an imaginary culture with no real existence.
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Directive cannot be reasonably extrapolated to affect such a culture.
Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war? What can you tell me about Trelane? These children are something, aren't they? What can you tell me about Trelane?
Ah, the Baron. Such a charming man. He rules the military and Gothos will let... Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war? What can you tell? These children are something, aren't they?
They are a little rambunctious, aren't they? Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war?
It's horrible. With any luck, my students won't have to fight in such a war once they get older.
Yeah. No such luck.
The teacher's desk. A chalkboard. Some blocks with alphabetical letters and numbers on them. A table with some blocks and a book on it. This appears to be a picture of Kaiser Wilhelm II. This is a map of Western Europe.
Jim, we don't have time for any of us to teach them.
Well, education is important, Bones.
I do not understand the request, Captain. An ordinary oil painting, approximately 30 years old. I detect no unusual readings from it. Captain, another abnormally high reading emanating from the chalkboard. A wooden table constructed from oak. The tricorder does not detect anything unusual about it.
Herr Kirk, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. What do you think about the war? What can you tell me? These children are something. I didn't realize they let mad dogs teach children. You know, I've heard that chalkboards can be very dangerous to children. The chalk is very bad for the lungs. Maybe I should remove it.
You want to remove my chalkboard? Nein, absolutely not. I wouldn't consider it unless you gave me a letter from the superintendent telling me to do this.
Okay. We need a letter from the superintendent.
This painting of a storm at sea isn't impressionistic, just poorly painted. The guard seems offended by your presence in the arsenal. A painting of a Prussian cavalry officer on horseback. A supply case holding some of the commander's few possessions. A rack containing German rifles. Best Huntsman 1912. This trophy belongs to the commander. A metal wastepaper basket. A safe. It is currently unopened. The commander's desk, covered with papers.
I would have shot you on sight, Lieutenant Colonel Kirk. You owe your life to Baron Trelane's kindness.
I'll try to remember to thank him when I see him. Why don't you tell your so-called Baron kindness? Trelane? I'll try to remember to thank him when I see him.
But when you see him, you will die. And when you are dead, I will be thanking him.
The Baron has given orders that you are not to be disturbed. But if you threaten Gothos, we will kill you.
A German World War I Army rifle captain. There are no unusual readings from it.
There don't have to be.
Indeed, Doctor. By this period, firearms were extremely efficient and deadly. Photographs, medallions, and trophies. The tricorder does not detect anything unusual. The tricorder scan indicates that the safe contains trinitrotoluene, commonly referred to as TNT.
I suppose it might be an asset. Can you get it?
My tricorder indicates the lock is atypical for the period. I would require the exact combination.
A plank rests against the wall. It will be used to cover a rat hole when the soldiers find time for honest work.
We have access to more efficient weapons, Captain.
No, you don't, actually.
What is it, Gringold? Ah, visitors.
A gramophone. No songs are playing.
This doesn't seem to be working.
It hasn't worked in several years, Colonel. There haven't been many good recordings lately, so I haven't missed it much. Thank you, Captain, but I do not require your assistance.
The gramophone is not functioning. It would appear to be a trivial malfunction.
Do not concern yourself with it, Captain Spock. Gringold does not like loud noises.
Human male in good physical condition. Terran cat, feeling very self-satisfied.
An early 20th century recording device, no longer in working order. A painting, Captain. This tricorder detects nothing unusual about this object. An ordinary house cat, Felis catus, a common human pet. The first records of domesticated cats are...
Spock, has anyone ever told you that ignorance...
His name is Glingold, Captain Spock.
Nothing unusual about these objects, Captain.
They're beautiful.
Thank you, Captain McCoy. They were given to me by my wife. What can I do for you, Colonel?
What can you tell me about the war? I noticed that you have only one. What can you tell me about Trelane? Where can I go to earn some money? What? I noticed that you have...
I lost my arm in the last war, January 8, 1871, during the siege of Paris during Bismarck's war with France, shortly before Germany's glorious victory.
Yeah.
It still didn't bring my arm back.
You know, I've been streaming for nearly 4 hours, I
Save new
think.
game. Replace previous game. Save new game.
I think. Yeah, I think I'm done for today. I will see you next time.